Hello, everyone. That intro is vibes up. Good evening and welcome to Pride CC's third week of events for 2021. Your participation encourages us to keep up with our work, which is focused on highlighting the positive contributions of LGBTQ plus persons to TNC's national development. Each year, Pride TT's management committee spotlights critical segments of or issues facing our LGBTQ family. And this year, our theme is Power Her, hashtag Power Her, which focuses on the struggle and yet power of our women and their history, which has helped build our movement. We have developed and curated over 30 events aligned with this theme with several community and ally partners, and we thank them all for their friendship. Thank you so much, guys, for helping us out this year. And details of this year's and anything related to Pride CC can be found on our website, pridecc.com, and all our social media platforms, as well as our Pride CC mobile app. And we thank our IT team, Aaron, Anton, and Keita for all of the products that come out, including our web design. So today we have like a little offshoot event. You know, we were supposed to have a concert this year, but of course COVID happened and we weren't able to. It was going to be really great. But what I really wanted to do and what the performers really wanted to do was have a little discussion on how it went with us producing the first two concerts that we had. And that's what we're gonna do today. It's kind of like a little concert reunion. It's gonna be great. We have all performers. We have the tech crew here. Well, we had the tech crew, and I will be here. So let's now welcome my great friend Regina Sebron, who also she has been stage managing the show for us for 2 years, 3 years running. So Regina, where are you?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
It's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
we were supposed to have a concert, and it's like, so what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So I think this is a really nice way to bring everybody back together.
Yeah.
To talk about the work we've been doing. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So I mean, based on the work we've been doing, I know just for backstory, so Regina has been in the creative arts industry for a long time. I've known Regina for a long time. And when we started looking at having a Pride concert to platform young talent, I went straight to Regina and was like, we need you as our stage manager. We need you.
Yeah. I specifically remember you would not take no for an answer. And I was just like, I don't know if I could do that. You were like, you could do it. Like, we're going to do it. So
well,
I
mean,
okay.
You have experience with doing shows, right?
Yeah. I started actually in UE. I was doing the theater program. And UE kind of encourages you to get involved in everything. So they expect you to act, build sets, marketing, work on tech crew and that kind of stuff. And I was assigned to a play, and I kind of just never left.
Yeah.
So I was assigned to one student production, and then it kind of blossomed into, oh, I saw that. That was really good. Come do this with me. Come do that. And it just kind of kept going from there.
Yeah.
Then I kind of crossed over into film. And I work now at the Film Commission. So it's an interesting segue, but I always tell people that the things you learn backstage on a live production, I don't think there's certain things that you learn there, because it's a very nitty-gritty kind of job, as you obviously know. And I think being able to put on a show like the show we've done, making something out of nothing it's very satisfying.
Yeah.
And to see it's literally like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna pull this, pull that, and I think we've been very fortunate, to have a great team.
Well, I mean, let me give some background on how this happened. So when after the Jason Jones case happened and we were talking about having a first public pride in Trinidad, and we were bringing all these events together. We were talking about talk shops and film festival and all these things. As a musician myself, sitting in the room, I didn't. There was discussion about a talent show, a talent competition, but it was like we have a lot of professional talents in the community, and we need to be. That is something that I was never connected with coming into the community. Like, we didn't see too many shows happening for LGBT people where they had a entire produced show being put on. And I think
it's not just about producing a show, it's also about producing a show where they were very free to choose what they wanted to do. And I think that's my favorite thing about the show, because the performers would know there was so many changes and back and forth and song choices, and we're like, you sure you want to do that? But I think what came out of that was people who might not necessarily have had the level of confidence that they have now, that being able to, for so many guys doing a performance in heels, or even full face of makeup and glitter confetti cannons and that kind of thing, being able to do that without somebody saying, maybe the audience isn't going to feel that, or maybe that will disturb people's sensibilities, because that wasn't what it was about. It was about express yourself. And it took, I know for me personally, it took a certain level of trust that, okay, they know what they're doing. Also trust that, okay, Josh will rein them in. Because my job was to rein you in, and your job was to kind of rein them in. So I was like, you know what, just trust the process. And I'm really glad that I did, because I honestly remember every single moment of those nights that we did those performances, because it was just so striking to see people really blossom and to come so far from rehearsal to final performance. I'm just so proud of everybody.
I mean, we had a great mix of professionals and then people who were doing it, as a hobby, and the professionals helped the people who were doing it as a hobby. And really, it became a family thing. We became a family. And I'm so happy that, when we discussed it in the room at Pride, when we had the first Pride meeting, people were amenable to the idea, and they let me run with it. And from there,
they really did. They really did. The only thing,
the creative process, and we thought out the thematic behind it, coming in line with Pride and what Pride was talking about, United for Love. So we said, what are we trying to convey in this? And at the show, is it about love? It's about, and we decided to go with the route that we are love. We are the performers, and we're expressing love through our pieces. And then it went from there into production. Regina, you handled that with a whole crew of people, yourself, Yannick, Peter. So tell us kind of how production went and what the experience with production was like.
So production, I think that was because we had a budget. So it sounds weird, but doing a live production in Trinidad and having a budget, that having somebody say, okay, yes, we have money for this, is it feels good, because it doesn't happen all the time. So you and I had these really big ideas, and Yannick as well. We had these really big, fantastic ideas about what we were going to do. And I always say I have to rein you in and you rein the performers in. There was a point where I was like, oh my God, who's reining me in? And that really was Peter. I do not know how Trinidad and Tobago would function without Peter Craig. He is, I'm pretty sure he's the prime minister that we just don't see, because Peter, honestly, Peter just gets things done. I remember we had a meeting, and I was like, okay, so this is what Josh and I want to do, and we're going to do this and the other. And he was like, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here, and then we'll just bring it in.
Bring
it all the way in. And I was like, I don't think we'd have to bring it in. And he was just like, trust me. He's like, this happens to us all the time. We'll start big and we'll bring it in small. And I
Yeah.
remember when Yannick and I went to meet him, and he was like, okay, so this is the plan and this is the budget. And I was like, what? I was like, that's way too expensive. And he was like, but we said we would start
Yeah.
here and we would bring it in. He was like, this is here. We haven't
Yeah.
brought it in yet. And I was like, okay, all right. So you are going to handle
And then
bringing it in.
Yeah, we said realistically what money we had, and he was like, okay.
He's like, okay, so we're bringing it all the way in. But what I appreciate, and I still remember that day, it was so funny. What I appreciated about Peter, whether he was that it's not about the money. It's not about having this big budget to make this huge set. It's about what is the simplest idea that you want to convey, and we will find a way to make that work.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I find it hilarious that what we ended up doing, I felt like it was very impactful, and that was always my concern. Like I never used to really say it out loud to y'all, but I would always tell Peter, I'm like, Peter, will it be impactful? Like, will people get it?
Yeah.
You know, these people are really great performers, and will the strength of their talent really be appreciated and understood by whatever we do? And he's like, once y'all as a group understand why you're doing it, he's like, the purpose will be felt in other places.
Yeah.
And like I said, Peter is my prime minister because that honestly got me through the week that was that show. And when he's like, okay, well, I got this new lighting board and I'm going to just throw up some lights. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea what that meant. And when I saw
the first year, our set was basically a screen and lights behind it, LED lights. And that was the entire set. And I mean, you know, so basically,
it's funny now in hindsight.
Yeah, what happened is that we had no money. I personally invested my own money into the show, and with a little help from, you know, Pride. But I mean, what came together was magic based on the fact that we did not have the resources that people usually have to produce a show like this. And we got a lot of help from Peter Craig, Little Carib, you know, and people just donated things. Like Jake Saloon, one of the performers, had the amazing idea of buying confetti, those like little cheap confetti cannons, which surprised everybody when they actually went off, and it was a big moment. So all of those things just helped the show to become really interesting in my mind.
Yeah, and I think it was a good starting point as well, because it was also, I mean, at least for me, because I didn't really know the majority of I knew some of the performers, but I didn't know the majority of them. And being able to see them in that element was very interesting. And I think while the show was happening, I was like, this is a real good quality show for the level of magic that we made. Because, I mean, yes, there are a lot of people who could pull something out of nothing, but I think impact is kind of where I felt that we stood out, because everybody was so committed to doing the work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing I have to say to the cast, that I have always appreciated about y'all. It's not about ego, and I mean, everybody who is on that cast and crew is a diva in some way, shape, or form, myself included. I actually, some of my old school children from when I do other stuff, they call me the Iron Lady, and I'm like, that is so rude. Like, you're so disrespectful. But it's because, like, when things get going, you just kind of get into a mode. But I always felt like we were there to help each other. We were there to work together, and we were there to say, okay, where do you need help? Where do you need this? I distinctly remember telling, was it Paula? There was somebody, and when you told me you were going to be backstage, and I was like, hey, what? Ignore Josh. Let Josh sit in a chair during that show and just be quiet. Don't let Josh give any instructions.
Yeah.
Because
I'll go crazy.
Yeah. And it's just like, just manage your little pockets of situation.
Yeah.
But I think that first year was a really, really good example of what we can do, and we put our mind towards a cause.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the second year, I really think we elevated that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There was even more, production confusion in terms of like the cloth and all that other stuff. But
not having a tech rehearsal one year at all. We just winged the nights.
We won it. Yeah, yeah. And the audio guys were like, okay.
That is just a testament to the professionalism of the cast and the crew.
Yes.
Like, you guys did amazingly. The band did amazingly. Everyone just pulled where they can and really made it amazing. And as a small, somebody who's just producing something their first time, that is the best thing that you could ask for. A cast and crew that is so willing to be a part of something, that they do whatever it takes to help. And with that, let me just thank everyone before we move on to the performers. So Regina Sebran, stage director, Peter Craig, lighting engineer, Karen, audio engineer, Anika Ward, Paula Lindo, Fern, Jesse Hackshaw, Joss Sorrell, Obasi Asian. They were stage hands, and Carl Ramjohn in front of house, Yannick Gibson, creative direction. And then all of our performers: Aurora Toddy, Kyle Richardson, Jaron Saunders, Jake Saloom, The Class Project, Sky, The Flick, Tevin Gall, Tyler Joseph, Christian Roberts, Micah, Gabriel Allen, Jesus Tristan Patterson, and Janelle, who joined us for the dance. Thank you all for having such a great impact on the show. And it was an honor to be a part of it with you guys. So thank you, Regina, for giving us that amazing background on the production side.
Thank you for having me. And I have to say thank you also for trusting me to get the ship off the ground. I mean, we're friends, and it's kind of difficult. Sometimes it can be difficult when you move from friends to working together, but I never felt that. I always felt like, you trusted that I knew what I was doing. Even when I didn't. I just be like, we're winging it. We just go in with it. And I want to thank you for respecting me as not just as a woman, but as a woman in this industry, where a lot of the people who call the shots tend to be men in the entertainment industry. And even when I might have been wrong in instances, you always had my back, and we always discuss things afterwards. And I think that's a testament to the kind of energy and loyalty that you inspire. So thank you for having me, and can't wait for the next one. And I can't wait for your Gaga moment when you come.
Well, before you go, what's next for you?
Well, I am currently still at the Film Commission. I am a facilitation officer, so I work with Incoming Productions that shoots in Trinidad. Our last production, funny enough, was actually Alien Worlds on Netflix. Seasons 2 and 3. Yes. They shot in Trinidad late 2019. And it premiered last December. So everybody check out Alien Worlds on Netflix, as well as obviously Amazing Race season 32 premiere. So so we just keeping it going.
Keeping it going. Thank you so much, Regina. Thanks you
for having me.
Love you. Awesome. So that's the production side of things, guys. It was the best experience I've ever had. And now we're gonna move on to, the talents, the people who make the show what it is, the most important part of the show. So we're gonna start with Jaron Saunders. But before we start, let's look at a little clip of one of his past performances. Jaron, that was awesome. That high note at the end.
Girl, that performance is PTSD for me. Child. Oh.
I mean, so you did Climb Every Mountain 2 years. You did You Raise Me Up.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
You
What was the
did
next song?
Make You Feel
From
My Love.
Adele.
Make You Feel My Love.
That was it.
Yeah, and everyone loved
does
it.
remember.
You looked amazing. It was impactful. So tell us what was it like for you? What was your experience with the show? What did it feel like? How did it feel?
Listen, being a part of that show was I don't know, I can't say no, it was not train wreck for me. I was wrecking myself a lot. Because outside of the show, I had not performed anywhere else other than in a church.
Right.
Or like group performances. So
Yeah.
to now come out of that, and that was the time I was becoming very comfortable with myself and being the queen that she is.
Queen, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, if I am in this show, I'm like, I was really happy for the opportunity, but at the same time, I was very much in my head, like, what am I doing? What am I getting myself into? Am I going to be good enough for these queens? Because you know that there's read hoes.
Yeah.
But I was really thankful for the opportunity to still be able to perform outside of like the church and in such a free way, and everybody was so welcoming. It was like a la-di-da. And I remember the night he walked up to me and was like, hi, I saw what you just did, and I'd like to be a part of this show. And in my head, I'm like, what's this one?
Yeah.
Girl.
That was when you did at the talent, the
night, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a lovely experience. And then the second time around, when I heard we were doing it, I was like,
yeah,
I was really happy.
Yeah, you have been always ready to work and to give it your all. And I mean, it comes through your performances, and it also came through your diva performance, by the way, Miss Reading, Queen Yasmin Dubois. But I mean, what would you say the impact, your performance had on people? I think your impact was that it was very emotional. When I spoke to people after, they were just like, that he could sing. He had me tearing up.
That's so nice. Oh my gosh. Well, as in terms of impact, I always choose songs that resonate with me, so that I'm not just singing because the song sounds nice or it's done by XYZ. It needs to be something that I connect with, and I think once that is done, something just happens on stage and the audience is touched. As you said, the guy who spoke to you afterwards, we actually got in contact afterward, and he said he was in tears for the performance. And to me, it's not something new that I've heard, because it's happened a lot in obviously performing in the church before. But I that's all I can say. Something really clicks, and that's where the impact comes in.
Yeah. And what would you say is next for you? What's going on?
Darling, she's studying at the moment. She's at UE doing the most in theatre. And Yasmin will be back.
We'll be back.
Yeah, she's coming to snatch some wigs, darling. Darling. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be bloodshed.
Well, we hope we got Yasmin at both Diva and the concert next time.
You just have to ring her. I'll give you her number.
Awesome. We're looking forward to that, Jaren. And thank you so much for your commitment to the show and everything that you bring each time. I really appreciate your passion and your talent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's so lovely. Thank you for the opportunity and the safe space to be able to perform still. Because after leaving where I left, I didn't think I was going to be able to perform again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
singing is like one of the things that has been with me from. So given that opportunity, it came at the right time and it was in the right space. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's the thank you. No need to thank me. Thank you. Love, love, love. Oh, we're getting pictures of you. We're getting pictures
Oh
of
my god.
We're getting
Look,
pictures of you.
she's so dramatic, eh? Always.
Love it. Perfect.
And then, oh gosh.
You
All have any
did
of my
well.
heels? All have any of my legs?
Well, we'll see that later on.
Good.
Love, and we'll see you soon. Awesome. So moving right along, one of the vocal powerhouses of the group, we want to welcome Tevin Gall. But before we get into Tevin, let's see a clip of one of his previous performances for the show.
I will search the world, I will face its hearts, till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms.
Tevin,
Hi,
how
Josh.
are you?
I'm good.
You're
Just
good.
looking at that clip is, memories from
Yeah.
stuff that we did. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, you were one of the. I mean, everyone who was in the show had immense talent, but one of the the feedback that I got after the 2019 show was that boy is a powerhouse. He could sing. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that's what we do. So, Tevin, how was it for you? What was the experience?
Well, it was definitely a positive experience. Of course, I was only in the second one, not the
Yeah.
first one. So,
Well, I would
kind
like
of coming
to-
in.
Yeah, I would like to make it known that Tevin is actually a professional singer. He's been in a lot of productions and TV, and he's done a lot. So, I mean, coming from a professional perspective into an amateur kind of show, Tevin, what was the experience?
Well, I would actually beg to differ. I know that you guys have the show to sort of invite everyone, like both professional and amateur, but there are quite a few professionals. When I was there in the second year, there were so many people who are doing a lot of stuff, in a professional sense. You have people like Gabby and, and Micah, they have their artist pages and they have this. And so it's definitely, I would beg to differ. I think that there definitely are a lot of professionals in the show, and coming into, well, as I said, I didn't do the first one. So coming into a pre-established sort of family was interesting. You all were really lovely and welcoming. But it definitely was a rewarding experience. And it's such a shame that we didn't get to do it this year. Well, the year is not over yet, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and your song choices were really amazing. What led you to choose those two particular songs?
Well, I guess I'll start with the one you showed. Go the Distance is something that I've been singing for a long time. And I think it's one of those songs that, it's Disney, it's from a kid's movie, but it's also a pop classic. And the themes are so sort of cross-cutting that it can sort of reach anyone. It can reach an 8-year-old, it can reach a 50-year-old. It has themes that sort of are very cross-cutting. I also chose Beautiful City from the musical Godspell, which speaks to sort of community building. And that sense of unity and togetherness. And I think a lot of those things are buzzwords to the point where they maybe become trite. But then if you really, if you look past the triteness and you see that depth, I think that song definitely could have reached to people. And I think the other song I sang was Kiss from a Rose by Seal from that Batman movie, which I just sang it because I liked singing it. Like, I'm gonna be indulgent. I'm gonna allow myself to be indulgent.
Of course. And what do you think the impacts are for the concert in terms of our local LGBT community and what we have to offer in talent and also a Pride season?
Well, I think that definitely when persons see things like this happening, it's going to inspire them to do more productions, either to come on with this production, to come on board, or to maybe even, be inspired to start something on their own. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone who performs, I think they would have had a turning point where they would have seen someone perform and they say, okay, hey, I want to do this. So maybe if what we do can have that same impact, well, then, yeah, why not?
Yes. And what is next for Tuffin?
What is next for me? Well, there hasn't been a lot of performing. There's been a lot of virtual performing, but there hasn't been a lot of live stuff, for obvious reasons, like quite recently. I know that Gabby, who I guess you guys will see shortly, Gabby and I did a radio, we did a radio ad, a jingle, some time ago. So that sort of, that sort of thing, more like, virtual studio stuff, posting performances. But as things, as they say, vaccinate and operate. So as things sort of get back to normal, definitely, I think I'd be involved in more stuff. And with Christmas coming up, hopefully it's not going to be a COVID Christmas like last year. So there'll definitely be things coming up.
Mariah season.
Yes, definitely, the queen.
Well, thank you so much, Tuffin. I really appreciate your dedication to the show. And guys, actually, Tuffin calls me a lot when it's showtime, and he gives his ideas and his critiques and helps me really hone in my creative vision. So I really appreciate Tuffin. And thank you so much. We've created a family, and I'm so happy that we're all a part of this family. So thank you.
Well, I'm grateful. So thank you. Yeah, and definitely, looking forward to doing it again with you guys.
Yes. Love.
All right. Okay. Love to you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Guys, next on the list. So this person I've been friends with for a very long time. He was one of the first persons I met in the community. And he's a professional singer. He's amazing. Stage presence, energy, and he gives it to you all. So before we go to Mr. Kyle Richardson, let's first get a clip of a previous performance from him. Kyle.
Honey, sweetheart, how you going?
Kyle, how are you?
Girl, right now I'm trying to figure out why my hair is disappearing. Like, is it a wig? It is a wig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kyle, vocals, always. I mean, that performance was just breathtaking.
Thank you so much.
And we know that you've been singing for years and years and years and years. So how
you trying to call me old? Is that what you're trying to do? You just come in for a queen on the live?
Hold on. If I'm calling you old, I'm calling myself old because
it's true.
Together.
It's true.
So I mean, Kyle, as my longtime friend, how has the experience been for you? Doing my little concert.
Sweetheart, honestly, I've done a lot of concerts in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, my career spanned from like since I was 14 doing stuff here. And honestly, one of the great things about doing your concert was that it was so effortless. And that is what I like I normally, like, if I need to go into certain concerts, I know I have to set my mind, I have to set my mental straight. I know I have to do this, I don't have to do that, because you know, you don't know who's gonna come for you with a kind of way, or what kind of attitudes you're gonna get, or what, like, kind of anything like that. But when it came to you, it was just pure joy. It was just pure joy, pure love. I just came in there and I just had to do my job. I just had to walk in, sing my best, and everything else was handled, and I'd like not having to worry about that. I know we did all kind of stuff during that time too. We did the auditions for the show.
You helped me with auditions. Yes,
I did, and we did all of those things, and it was just because I wanted it to succeed. It was so easy. It was not any sort of there was no bad vibe at any point in time. It was just pure joy, and that's what Pride is about, and that's what I loved about our like your concert in this and our concert, I guess.
Well, you know, that's an interesting perspective, because the next question was, how does it feel for you as an LGBT performer, artist, to perform for your community and, you know, give them your all, lay it bare on the stage?
Well, you see, the thing about the LGBT community is that they give it to you every time. Like, for me, the girls give it to you every time, and you love it. For me, when I did oh girl, this picture though, this song though, this song and this picture though, sorry, y'all caught me.
Up. Yeah.
What got me was that when I do performances for like a Movietown gig or something like that, and there's an audience, for me, I do get a connection, but it's not the type of connection that you get with the LGBT community, because the kind of faces that light up, the kind of energy that they give back to you, the kind of vibe. Like, you would hear in the middle of a song when a girl's singing a high note, yes, queen, yes, you better work, and you feel it. And that is for me, it was oh yeah, y'all should have a clip of Riser, because that was that boy.
You know what?
It wasn't even me. It wasn't even me. It was all him.
Sky. Yeah.
It was all Sky. I was just furniture. Listen, Sky just did it. Right?
I mean, that was one of the hallmark moments of that year. Like, people once a week talking about that. I was told about it for like 6 months later. And I mean, I could not. No, I've been looking, but I can't find it. There's stuff everywhere. I will find it and I will get it to us. But I mean, I'm so appreciative of what, you know, you guys have contributed, especially your talents, and you guys picked your songs. You guys all picked your songs. I mean, there was some tweaking here and there, but you guys picked your songs. And
for me, that specific song was because, like, the words of the song is, I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo, what the hell am I doing here, that kind of stuff. It's the kind of feeling that you get when you first coming out, when you first enter in the scene, when you first like you don't know anything about yourself, and then like it's just hearing those things echoed back to you, but in a strong way, makes you kind of just like, I got this.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, what's next for you? I know you have some big things on the horizon.
Well, right now we COVID in Trinidad we here. I am actually doing vocal lessons right now. You can't actually see it. You can just see my face. It's cute though. It's a cute thing. But I'm actually doing vocal lessons for the period of now until probably November, the middle of November. I'm doing online vocal lessons, Zoom lessons. So if you need a link, just hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on WhatsApp, Instagram. You can get that information there. But I am also within the next 4 months flying back out. I actually got promoted in The Lion King, and so I'm not going back to Spain. I'm actually going to the UK tour to do understudy. So I'm doing understudy Simba, and the same job that I was doing before. So there's big things happening, but it's just kind of rolling through with the punches, trying to get through COVID. That's what we're trying to do right now.
Congratulations, Kyle. That's amazing. Guys, Kyle was in Lion King Spain. for a while, and then as COVID hit, he came back, and now he's telling us he's now promoted and will be in Lion King in the UK. So Kyle, that is amazing. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for all that you do and your talent. And that's Kyle Richardson on
Thank you so much for having
Facebook,
me.
Instagram to get vocal lessons. He's amazing. Check him out. And Kyle, all the love to you always. Love you.
Love you, baby.
Guys, this is pretty like emotional for me, but we're gonna power through. Next we have a performer who I met through Kyle actually, and we became really tight friends. And she's a really great ally. She has been contributing to the show, her vocal talents, her creative talents, and her time management talents. She's really excellent. So I'd like to introduce Gabrielle Allen, but before we get there, let's play a clip from her previous performance. Gabby!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good.
I miss you so much.
I miss you too. I miss all of y'all.
I miss you lots. I mean, we just saw a clip of your performance, but people don't know that you actually do double work in the show because you do like 3 songs and then you perform with your band, The Flick,
Yup.
throughout the show. So you have like 8-9 songs on this show. I mean, so how has it been for you doing the show and coming in as an ally, performing for the LGBT crowd,
Honestly,
coming into our family?
it is actually so amazing. Like how I even got started was because the Flick performed at the first We Are Love show, and it was so much fun. And then for the second year, I finally got to perform my favorite things to perform, which is musical theater. Because musical theater isn't really taken that seriously in Trinidad. So when you were like, yeah, you can perform, I was like, hello, what? Excuse
Working
me?
here.
Like every Broadway song known to
Yeah.
So it
I
was
mean,
actually
I'm so
my
glad
place to express myself as well with the music that I actually wanted to sing.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm so glad that you did musical theater because so many people were asking for it actually.
Oh wow.
So I'm so glad. Don't Rain on My Parade.
Yeah.
I mean, you did some really great numbers and vocal prowess is like maximum. And you carried yourself throughout that entire night with all the work that you had to do. But as I said, a lot of people don't know that you actually contributed to the creative process and the rehearsals, and you kind of corralled all of us into like a rhythm and a schedule. So tell us about, the process of rehearsals and how that went for you.
To be honest, the process of rehearsal was actually one of the most fun parts for me. Oh, I love that dress. But it's actually one of the most fun parts because you get to, experience everybody's different ideas and their different creative abilities. Because actually, I was not even prepared to even do or sing a number like Freedom. It was you and Jesus who were like, oh my God, yes, we're doing Freedom, we're doing Beyonce, we do a whole dance number, which is something I have never done before. So y'all even impacted me. Literally, I remember it was the night of the show, and Jesus, Jaron, and Janelle, we were all in the back just like practicing the choreography and everything. So it was just really, really fun to like connect with everybody and to like create something magical and amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I was so glad that that came together. I mean, that was one that I really wanted you to because it's one of my favorite songs, and it was something that we were putting through in the theme of the show, and you killed it. You've
Thank
killed your
you.
performances throughout, and you gave us the rigor in rehearsals. You're like, we need time.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah. Yep. I
Yeah.
definitely will say, because I mean, like, I feel like sometimes, especially, everybody's so frantic, like, especially
Yeah.
when dress rehearsals come, because everybody's like, oh my God, and panicking. So it's kind of like, we need to be like, y'all, let's get it together. We have things to do.
Yeah. And you did that so well. Regina loved you for that.
Love you too, Regina.
And I mean, so what was the impact on you performing as an ally in the concert, becoming a part of a group of like LGBT people, as gay guys and gay girls and everyone on the spectrum? What was it like for you?
It was actually really, really, really incredible, because I've always been in support of the LGBTQ plus community, and I was very grateful and honored for the opportunity to perform with y'all, and to also showcase to more allies that pride doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm not doing that, that's just for them. Like, no, like, you can show your love and show your appreciation and make a family, like, everybody as one. And again, like, we are love, we are strong, we are one. So I think it just created this whole community of love, and people were just like, oh my gosh, you're performing. And I'm like, yes, I am. Come to the show.
Well, yeah, and I mean, the whole band has been really excellent with the support of the show and being allies. And I mean, I remember the first year, guys from the band were like, we have some people coming, and I was like, yeah, bring them. You guys don't have to pay anything, just bring people. Like, it's fine.
Yeah,
So I'm really grateful.
It really, really goes to show that, there does not have to be any sort of division. There doesn't have
Yeah.
to be like, straight people over here and LGBTQ plus over here. Like, we could all come together to create. Once everybody is respectful, we could all
Yeah.
come together and create and really be a family. And that's really, really what I love.
Gabby, that is so profound, just like your performances. And I thank you so much for all of your energy, your commitment, your talents, putting us in line. Thank you so much, and love you. And you're part of our family forever, basically.
Yeah, I love you all too. All of you all.
Love you so much. See you soon. Guys, next we're going to one of our really amazing visual performance. This guy's a performance artist. I mean, so before we introduce Mr. Jake Saloom, let us look at a previous performance of his.
Will always be loving
Jake,
Josh,
how
hi.
are you?
You're
Miss
making
you
me
lot.
blush so much with that intro.
I mean, I miss you lots, and you
miss you too.
are the performance artist of the troupe. Like, you have the best ideas that we could never do, but we want to do them because they're amazing. And there's actually another clip of you performing your second piece that year from The Greatest Showman, which
Oh, yeah, that was
really, yeah, which was really profound because, you had your shirt off with the words, the slurs written on your
Yeah.
back. And I mean, so tell us about your creative process and how you come up with the ideas that you do.
Well, Josh, I would just like to thank you first and foremost for always giving us a lot of creative and artistic freedom with these performances. And there can be 100 people in the room, right? And 99 of them don't believe in you, but it only takes one, and that can change your life forever. And that was what you did for me, Josh. So what
Thank
my
you, baby Gaga.
what my creative process is, to be honest, it all just comes really organically. You always come to us and tell us what's the theme that year. Oh, look, they have the gay ladder.
As the floor.
So you always come to us and tell us. I didn't even know we had these pictures. Wow.
We
You always
do.
come to us and tell us.
Provided to us by Jesus' boyfriend, Dylan. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, I like
Yes.
these pictures. But yeah, you always come to us with the theme, right? And I sort of try to think about what this theme means and how it is that we can best exemplify this theme. So I think one year it was We Are Strong. I might mix up the
Yes.
years. I have a bad memory.
That was
I guess.
2019. That was 2019.
Which was and the first one was We Are Proud.
Love. So
We Are
it
Love,
was-
yes.
we're supposed to project love throughout pieces and unity and
Yeah.
just coming together. And then 2019 was strength and
Yeah.
boldness
And
and
I remember that
when else in zero.
2019
Yeah.
was We Are Strength. And so I remember that I thought to do I always like to choose gay anthems as well because I think those are crowd pleasers. And so when you tell me something like, We Are Strong or We Are Proud and all of this, it's like I want to think of a song that best represents that. And then also, like the visual is a big part of it for me. Because I think that performing is meant to be fun. It's
Yeah.
meant to be, and it's I live for theatric.
Yeah.
So,
You do. You
so
do.
I don't ever just want to just go up on stage and just stand up like a statue and
Yeah.
be very stoic and sing. So whichever way I can visually best represent the song and what message I want the audience to go home with when I did This Is Me, right? And you said I came out with all these slurs written on my back. And it sort of looked like, I was really like beaten down. And
Yeah.
the whole point of that performance was to represent, no matter what people tell me or no matter what people think about me or what names they call me or, the bullying we might endure as members of this community, is that we come out stronger at the
Yeah.
end. And so
Yeah.
I always think about what do I want the audience to go home with and what do I want them to remember us as a cast for. And so I always look for those really like uplifting messages and how I can convey those messages.
Yeah, and you have the messages were definitely conveyed. Your performances were stellar, and I mean, I want to point out to everyone that within our show we kind of don't use an MC. We use visual and instrumental interludes to kind of break up the performances. There was a year that Jake created his own interludes. And I mean, I just love that.
I think every time I used to go to rehearsal, Josh is like scared with what is he going to come with now, and what is he going to come with this year. And I had a lot planned for the concert that was meant to be this year, but hopefully, we could still do it in the future.
Yeah, I mean, don't count us out yet. We have plans, and just stay tuned, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But Jake, I mean, what's next for you as a professional singer, and what's going on?
Well, actually, to be honest, things have been really quiet for me because I know that a lot of singers have been like taking advantage of this pandemic and like doing their at-home videos and their at-home concerts and live stream and stuff. I'm not really into that because For me,
Because you want the performance.
yeah, I want the performance and I want
Yeah.
the audience. I feel like I feed so much off of the audience. You know, I live for the applause. So no, but I really agree with that song, right? Because
Yeah.
whatever the vibe and it's like me as the performer, I influence the audience's vibe and
Yes.
energy, and they in turn give back something for me to work with.
Yeah.
And it's really weird for me because I've tried it. It's really weird for me to just sit down singing to the camera in my phone.
Yeah.
And so I've been really quiet right now. But you know, I spoke to a good friend of mine who's also a performer. His name is Regal Gabriel, and he's in New York, and he was studying acting. And I told him, I was like, I feel so uninspired right now, and I feel so unmotivated right now because if there's no show to prepare for, like, what do I do? But
Yeah.
what he told me, which was some of the best advice I ever got, he said, don't stop training your craft because the pandemic is going to not go on forever. And we're going to slowly open back up and slowly get back into doing these things that we love, like the Pride concert. And so,
Yeah.
even though nothing might not be going on right now, there is you know, I think what's good to use this quiet time for is just to like perfect your gift because as a singer, you're constantly growing. As a musician, you're constantly growing. You're
Yeah.
constantly training yourself to be better,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so that's what I want to focus on now. And I hope by like later this year, you know, as the vaccine rollout continues to go on, that we're allowed to have back, you know, some type of live performance and entertainment because I know everybody here on this cast loves to do that and you know
Yeah.
has a strong passion with music and performance
Yes.
and whatnot. So yeah, I'm taking the quiet time to sort of, you know, regenerate myself.
Yeah.
And then so next time it's to come back bigger and better than ever.
Awesome, Jake. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you
Thank
give.
you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
having me.
all of your creativity and your ideas. And we really love you and the family.
Oh.
And we can't wait to see what you do next, especially
Yeah.
at our show. So
Yeah,
we're
Josh
looking
still needs
forward
to figure out how I'm gonna jump off the Queen's Hall roof and like descend into the.
Jake, we love you. Love you so much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks everybody for watching, and we hope to see you at our next concert, whenever that would be in the
Yes.
future. Stay updated
Yeah.
on Pride TT. Bye.
Guys, like this has been so great so far. And next we have the band leader of one of my favorite bands who have been going to their concerts since I was a teenager. One of my best friends was in the band, and you know, they are amazing. They are super talented. Band leader plays like a million instruments. He's a vocalist, he stars, he's a songwriter, and the creativity is just through the roof. So we're gonna invite Daniel Roberts from the flick along with Gabby Allen. But before we get there, let's look at a previous performance of theirs at our show. Guys, Daniel, Gabby. Before we even start, guys, that was an original song written by Daniel Roberts, performed on the show, and it's available on YouTube and Carriageson, and it's called Intensify. So, Daniel, I mean, first of all, I want to thank you for all that you put into the show. You came the first year and just contributed the whole band, and you always support our final ensemble song. So thank you so much for that. And tell us about the experience for you as also as an ally, you know?
Yeah. All right. So the first year, we just kind of got this call and say we're gonna play for the Pride show. To be real honest with you, we didn't know what to expect. We just kind of showed up, and the atmosphere was real inviting. It was real lovely. You all, as you say, we are allies, and you all took us on as family.
Yeah.
And it was really fun the first year. We had to come back the second year, and we were getting ready to come back this year too. But of course, you know, COVID. But we was ready.
Yeah, I mean, we were ready to have you guys, and I mean, your brother Christian performed at the show as well.
Yeah.
It was an amazing performance. I don't know if we have that. Do we have that performance? Okay, she said a little bit,
All right,
but so you'll let me know. But I mean, Daniel, I mean, you guys are. I mean, as I said, I've been a fan of you guys for a long time, right? So tell me about you guys' creative process and writing your songs and what inspires the band, the sound, the kind of sound that the band has created. Tell me a little bit about that.
All right, well, I can actually do this because we actually planning to come out with a full, well, it's a little less songs than an album, so more like an EP of like all of our original stuff, planning that out. So of course, our original process, we really tried to emulate an international sound, like something like, okay, everybody knows I love Maroon 5, so definitely a Maroon 5 kind of sound, but mixed with always bringing it back into local something. So we always try to get that local flavor mixed with that international sound. Almost like a kind of Cassie band, but like, you know, more us. So we don't say that we're trying to emulate them. We're doing our thing.
Yeah. And I mean, it's been you guys. You guys are amazing. The vocals are great. I mean, Daniel, you yourself play a bunch of instruments. Chad, I mean, call out the names of the people in the band. We need to know.
Yeah, right. So we have me, who does lead guitar and vocals. Gabby, rocking it on the vocals always. It's a team. So I can't say as if, you know, I do the thing and Gabby's back me up or I back up Gabby. It's really a team. We both help each other. Then, you know, we have Chad who plays the keys. We have Shannon who runs the samples. And that's not, if anybody knows anything about samples, you don't really see that. If you watch any of them soca bands, you always see a guy doing those things. But we have Shannon rocking the thing. And then we have Andel and Johnny, our backline. Johnny plays the drums, Andel plays the bass, holding it down tight always.
Yeah, yes, always. And I mean, you guys have a show every year. You guys did it virtual this year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
You guys did it virtual this year. It was really good. Like, I mean, virtual or not, y'all bring the energy, y'all bring the vibe. And I think you guys are the part of the show that people look forward to, because we got the soca, we got the island vibe. We got the interaction that we need. So, what is next for the flick?
Right. So, on the downtime, since we can't really be doing much performances, we're really working on those, on that EP. Really working hard to bring that out. Aside from that, we've kind of been doing our thing on Instagram, posting our videos, our little covers. I mean, keeping it nice and short. 1 minute covers all the time, posting that out, sending that out. Getting there just to keep it going, so that once things get back to normal, we out there performing as much as possible.
And we can't wait to have you back. I mean, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Let me not lie about it. If the show was happening this year, it would have been a big scene. We would have been bringing the most energy. We would bring the most energy. You know that, Josh.
Yeah.
It would be a real big vibe this year.
Yeah.
But of course, don't count it out. Whenever you're ready, we there.
We here.
We just wait.
We here. I mean, look, guys. I mean, the pictures are amazing. Tell people how they could get to you guys on social media.
Right. So you can always check us out on Instagram at The Flick Band. You can check us out on Facebook at The Flick, and as well as YouTube at The Flick Band as well. And you'll see all our stuff there. We have our concert from this year on our YouTube page, and all our covers and pictures of stuff on our Instagram and Facebook.
Yes. And Gabby, I mean, That's your band. How was it performing with your band and solo at the show? I mean,
To be
because you all did
honest,
amazing.
to be
The set was
honest,
great.
like doing like the double work, so to speak, of like performing solo in the show and performing with the flick would feel like a lot. But because the vibe was there, it was almost like an adrenaline rush. So you just get like you go from one straight to the next, and it was just so much fun. You don't even feel it. You feel it afterwards when you're panting and dying outside. But you know, on the day it was really, really incredible.
I just want to point out how committed of Allies the flick is. The second year we were supposed to have a tech rehearsal and something was happening in the Carib, and these guys sat on the pavement waiting to get their
On top of the
get their
cars, just
instruments in Daniel's van, waiting to get their instruments inside for me. And you know, I can't express my gratitude enough for allies such as you guys. I love you guys so much. I thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you and have you back at the show. And I can't wait to support you guys at your own shows and stuff. So thank you so much.
Always. We support this whole thing because of how much you'll support us, and it's just
Exactly.
it's a love. It's a love. It's a love.
It's a love. It's a love. It's a love.
Really.
And I
One
mean,
family.
as I send you guys off, I want to play that video with Christian Roberts because Daniel also plays piano, keyboards on this track. So, and we also have another flick, a flick performance. If we could play that as well. So, let's go out with the flick with those two performances. Guys, love them so much. So next we have our choreographer, dancer extraordinaire, another friend of mine for a long time, and he also sings. The talent is through the roof as always. And before we get to Jesus Tristan Patterson, let us see a previous performance from him. Tristan, Jesus. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
I
good.
love the cat. I love the cat in the shot. The cat looks
Just
great.
will not move. He
I
will
love
not
him.
move.
I love him.
He's,
So Tristan,
this is Biscuit, everybody.
Tristan, we've been friends for a long time, and you are. I mean, I was trying to get you into the show the first year,
Yeah,
and
but
there were scheduling issues, as we say in the business. And the second year you jumped on board. the choreography was really great. You did choreography not just for yourself, but for the start of the show, for Gabby's performance of Freedom. So tell us a little bit about your process, how you create choreography, and what it meant for you to put into the show.
Okay, so my process is once I have an idea, a concept that I can work with, and I get to know the artist that I'm choreographing for. It actually just takes off from there. Like my mind just starts, okay, this can happen like this. I just start going crazy. Like everything just starts happening. It's more, I like to build choreography based on the artist that I'm choreographing for. So personality is a huge aspect, especially knowing the concept that they want. And once they trust me, it's just to bring it to life.
Yeah.
And the show, I understand the pieces that I choreographed for, or the choreography, the way I choreographed was to really, it was powerful choreography to add with the theme of the show and the songs that were chosen. And I feel like I accomplished that. It was a great feeling. I was just glad to be a part of something that's big, you know.
You did, and you also sang for our closing song that year. How was that for you?
So my background is actually musical theater, film, and theater. So when outside of choir, I started singing in musical theater, but I've never actually sang like with a group on stage, like a song, or I should say outside of musical theater. So that was like my first major singing performance, and it was a great experience. Thank you much to the whole cast that helped with my nerves and my anxiety. And it's like, are we gonna do this? You can do it, no backing out. And it was the support was great. You know, everybody had everybody's back despite odds, and it was just a great experience.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was a great experience watching you guys pull together as a family and really put that on some, because you guys also were the ones that chose that final piece. You guys were the ones that brought it to life as well. So it was really amazing to see the cast work together to bring that to life. And also thanks to Michael Hudlin for his work in corralling us and getting us to a place where we could have performed it. But Jesus, so tell us, what was some of the impacts for you performing for your community as somebody who's really well known throughout the community, and also becoming part of this family of misfit performers?
It was liberating, if I'm saying that right. It was liberating. I felt like there was no limits, there were no boundaries. Like it was total creative freedom. And it was like, just, this is your space, and it was do with it as you see fit. And it was liberating, and it was such a great experience, being able to work with everybody. The impact on me, honestly, it was just freeing. It was nice to be able to belong to a performance family, belong to something, have something to look forward to every year. Like this year would have been amazing, as everybody said, because we were going to do this so much bigger, and we had the time and everything. And it's not, as everybody said before, it's not over yet. The year is still continuing, so the possibility is still there.
And what's next for you?
Right now, due to the pandemic, I've not really been performing or anything as much. I've just been working in my own space at home and stuff. So currently at the moment is just to finish my degree. Just to wrap that up, that's just the icing on the cake.
Good luck.
Because I actually started performing before I started my degree. So I did everything back to front, but it's just to finish my degree. Right after that, focus on finally being able to plan my wedding, because hopefully.
Congratulations. And thank you to Dylan for the pictures and footage.
He's watching it now, so Dylan loves being a part of things like this. So that's just it, and looking forward to the next show, pretty
Yes.
much. But after this is my degree, wedding, and then going on to my plan at the end is to teach and choreograph. So those
Yes.
are the next steps.
Well, Tristan, thank you so much again for your commitment, your time, your talents.
Not a problem.
Everything that you did for the show. Thank you. And we love you. I love you. Thank you so
Actually,
much.
I just want to say thank you, because without you, this would not have been possible. This space, this platform that we have to express ourselves would not have been there. And we truly appreciate it. And it's a thank you, it's just not even enough, but thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Love you. So I just want to acknowledge the performers that could not join us today. Aurora Toddy, Class Project, Sky, Tyler Joseph, Christian Roberts, Micah, Janelle. Y'all were all family and important to us. And we can't wait to perform with you again. You guys contributed everything, your talents, your ideas, and we miss you. Also, with some of the technical backgrounds, I want to thank Lil Carib and Studio, who provided us with rehearsal space and some technical help with projectors and stuff. Thank you, David and Andre. Thank you to Virgil for providing food for our performers, and Dale at Drink. Thank you so much, Rudy, who also provided some food. And all of the cast and crew who really made this an amazing time and show and performance. Thank you to people like Zoe Sazel who contributed interludes and creativity to the show. It has been such an amazing experience so far, and we can't wait to put out another one for you. We are monitoring COVID. We'll see how it goes. We don't know yet, but we want to put out something for you soon. So stay tuned to Pride CT. Look out for us. We're here. And we're looking forward to doing another show for you. And just before I close out, let me remind you of some Pride CT things. So right after this call is a Caribbean Pride conference that will be focusing on discussing Pride activities around the region. And also, we'd like to thank all of our performers for coming on today, and Zoe for running tech on this. Regina, tomorrow, what do we have? I'm not sure, but I will find out. But tomorrow we have, I'm not sure. Tomorrow we have legislative activism, which will be a discussion on legislation, our activism, how we rally around creating the push that we need to get the rights that we need for the community. Remember to follow all of our social media, Pride CC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. All of our videos are posted to our YouTube and are left on Facebook and Twitter to view. So please go and check out pridecc.com. And we always welcome new persons to volunteer and contribute to our us putting out what we can for our community. So thank you everyone for today, and we love you and appreciate you. DJ, run the track.